Alrighty, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 bot AI cast. We have got ourselves what should be a good one here today, as it's going to be FlowerPrincess, a new bot taking on ANIBot, a Terran bot that we've cast a fair bit of recently. However, it's incredibly entertaining to watch, and yeah, it's just a breath of fresh air. Pardon me. And so, ladies and gentlemen, click that like button if you enjoy seeing new bots. Leave a comment down below saying more bots, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, as this is the only channel where we put out daily videos of StarCraft 2 bots. Let's see, we have got just a standard opening from these two bots. I did cast a game of FlowerPrincess on the live stream that I did on Saturday, so that was very cool to see. I was pleasantly surprised by its performance. However, you got to look at quite a few games to really understand the strengths and weaknesses of a bot. We do have a scout from FlowerPrincess just hanging out at the door of ANIBot. And yes, we are here on the map Torches. Factory going up for ANIBot, so one base Terraning it for now. Meanwhile, the Zerg is just going for a standard hatch pool play, so nothing out of the ordinary from these two bots yet. And so while we wait for things to really get started, the drone of FlowerPrincess does eat some bullets and doesn't actually run away. The Overlord is being a bro and taking some shots for it, but I think this drone has fallen asleep at the wheel. I mean, programming a scout is good, but oh, does this drone actually head out? No, it's just sleeping. That does seem to be one of the things of FlowerPrincess, that it just relies on the base game AI for attacking, unless I'm mistaken. And now we do actually have a little bit of aggression coming out of the Zerg, as FlowerPrincess is researching speed, producing some Zerglings, and going to be getting aggressive at ANIBot's side of the map. ANIBot does have 2 Marines out, however there's currently 12 Zerglings, so the blue Terran will need to micro well against this to keep those Marines alive. They do instantly start retreating as the Zerglings come on in, and so far so good, as the Lings are splitting their attack. The Marines stay alive. However, there is more Zerglings on the way, but it looks like FlowerPrincess does give up, does actually kind of group those units up a little bit. So we are still sort of exploring the strength of the micro of FlowerPrincess. These Lings do come on in, trying to catch these Marines, and they will indeed be caught. Now the command center is the next target. The SCV building the CC will go down, so this could potentially actually just be a cancel on the command center of ANIBot, which would be a big deal, as FlowerPrincess throws up its 3rd base behind this. And yeah, the CC is canceled, and it's good to see that ANIBot did at least cancel that. You may notice that a lot of these bots do go ahead and cancel structures pretty much at the last second. That's because it seems fairly doable to program it just so that, like, oh, this building's got a small amount of HP left, cancel it. And so bots generally are on point with that, as long as it's been programmed into them. FlowerPrincess does have more Lings on the way, but definitely a nice economic lead. If we pull that up, it's actually a very significant mineral lead. And yeah, that is concerning for ANIBot, which did build a new command center inside the main base. I do like to see that. I mean, there's definitely been cases where we'll see a bot try and expand, the expansion gets shut down, try again sort of thing. So having some, I guess, diversity in that is important. Widowmine does go off, I believe. It was probably killed off by the Lings. It was, as FlowerPrincess tries to break the main base of ANIBot with just a handful of Lings, as that does seem to be how FlowerPrincess functions. It seems to like to just send in sort of wave after wave at its opponent. Rather straightforward to program. But still, the bot does seem to have some does seem to have a lot of promise here, as the Zerg does have an Evo chamber on the way. It's building roaches. My one biggest complaint for FlowerPrincess presently is the fact that it does not have the gas balancing. It is mining way more gas than it possibly needs right now, having 12 drones mining gas, whereas there could be a lot more minerals being brought in. You don't need that much gas to make lings and roaches. Now, ANIBot is going for a third base. This one could potentially be shut down as well, as FlowerPrincess does move in for another attack. ANIBot does have a tank out, though. It's got Hellions out to help support this. The SCV does indeed go down, though, and the base is canceled. The Roach with his Ling friends will all die. The tank might have actually done a bit of friendly fire there, but in the end, ANIBot does hold firm. It has got up this natural base. Definitely still behind, though. But, yes, we shall see whether FlowerPrincess is going to be able to finish ANIBot. Maybe shutting down the third base again and again could be very promising for the red Zerg. We'll see if ANIBot just builds the command center inside the main base now that that third was shut down again, or whether it will try and expand elsewhere. And yeah, let's see here. We do have an Overlord just hanging out at this mineral, at this base location. Technically, it could indeed be spreading creep on that to deny an expansion, which would be good. But for now, FlowerPrincess is just doing its thing. It all of a sudden fires up 38 Zerglings. Just a handful of Roaches are moving in for an attack. They are not going to get that much done, though, as there is a lot of Hellions and one tank. So FlowerPrincess, I think, will need to bulk up a little bit more before it really can bring the hurt to ANIBot. But as long as ANIBot's just on 2 bases, there's not that much to worry about. The mech army is getting stronger and stronger. But again, like, mech is strong, but it's not necessarily overcome 4 or 5 base Zerg on a 2 base economy generally. So we'll see whether FlowerPrincess can have some more success. I am concerned in that it is building Lings against mass Hellions. This is why a lot of bots have counter tables. But oh, the tanks of ANIBot are rather exposed. Lings are coming on in, looking to get us around. These are blue flame Hellions, though, coming to the rescue. And those Lings just get absolutely demolished. The Roaches even just elect to go home. Notably, for FlowerPrincess, the Roaches and Lings don't try and group up before they go in. It's just everyone go at once. And, I mean, that is understandable for a newer bot, but that is definitely a place that there could be improvement. If the Roaches go in right as the Lings go in, then you'll probably have more success. Now, lots of drones are being produced for FlowerPrincess. It's up to 74 presently, mining a ton of gas still. But who knows, maybe it will be able to spend it as it does reach this higher tech. Just getting up range on the Hydras. We are seeing upgrades go down on both sides. ANIBot does have that third base just about secured, which is really nice, but we'll see if FlowerPrincess can shut that down before it finishes, as these Roaches do come in once again. The Hellions are not very good against the Roaches, but as far as numbers go, things are looking good for ANIBot. It does lose a single tank, but the command center did finish up during all the chaos. We do get that weird quirk of ANIBot in which it scans right after a fight. But for now, FlowerPrincess unable to break its opponent. We do have gold minerals being mined, so a ridiculous 4,000 mineral income for FlowerPrincess. That is 4,000 minerals a minute, which you guys can do the math on how many Lings or how many units that is that the Zerg can build. We're even getting 15, 17 more drones on the way. Now, FlowerPrincess is going in for another attack. Another tank of ANIBot does get picked off. However, the Hellion and Cyclone line is getting fairly deep now as they just keep kiting back after their shots. But the Zerg army is doing quite well against these Hellions, as, I mean, Hellions are just not that good against Zerg units en masse. I mean, Hellbats can buffer, yes, but really it is the Cyclones, the tanks that you want, or a Planetary Fortress at the third base, which is very powerful. ANIBot now takes the 4th base as it's building that on location, and it's presently holding on, but it's got a long way to go if it's going to hold on here, as it's 200 supply Zerg against 116 Terran. The Planetary Fortress, though, can definitely be a good anchor, as the Zerg FlowerPrincess isn't really doing what a lot of very strong bots do, which is target down the workers that are repairing the planetaries. That is something that requires a lot of extra programming. So these units are kind of just doing the default Starcraft path in. If you just A-moved your units in a ladder game, they'd do the exact same thing. And so this is actually just incredible cost efficiency for ANIBot, as the Planetary costs a bit of money to be repaired, but it is killing so much Zerg here. And yeah, it really is quite unfortunate for FlowerPrincess that it's not targeting these down, because it definitely had the stuff, I think, to kill ANIBot. And yeah, this just makes you really appreciate the bots that do have that extra programming, and it goes to show that it's easy. Well, I'm not going to say easy, but it's doable to program a good bot in a relatively short amount of time. But when you really want it polished to handle sort of more niche situations, you got to put in a lot of work. And FlowerPrincess is showing a lot of promise here, but so far ANIBot is holding the line. It rarely goes well for a bot that just attacks on into a Planetary without any targeting. Still though, it is 170 to 120 supply. There's a ridiculous 106 drones for FlowerPrincess. It's getting adrenal glands for the Lings, but no further upgrades. No +2, anything like that. And ANIBot is now on 4, going up to 5 bases, which is concerning because supply will be growing. When the units get too far forward, that means they are targeted instead of the Planetary, so a tank goes down, multiple tanks go down, the Liberators go down as well. However, then the units just go right back to shooting the Planetary, not really attacking the workers. Looks like some of the Lings are killing some of the SCVs, which is actually good to see. I wonder if that's default StarCraft behavior or not, but the Hydras and the Roaches are like, we gotta kill this building. I don't know if you guys have ever tried to kill a building, but I imagine it's rather difficult. And yeah, so far ANIBot is holding the line. Supply is climbing for the blue Terran. Resources lost 18,000 to 5,200. So the defense is really darn good right now for ANIBot, and FlowerPrincess is still unable to break this. Its units could definitely be grouped up a little bit more before its attacks as well. It is kind of just feeding them in. Like, it's reinforcing at quite a decent rate, but it's not exactly pooling them up. It's not getting all 94 supply that it could possibly have together and then going for it. It's definitely fighting without its full force present. ANIBot now has building armor just about to finish up as well. That's going to make this Planetary even more killable. It's got, well, even more invincible. It's got 63 kills on it already. The Zerg is moving forward, so once again, when ANIBot kind of moves out from the safety of the Planetary, things do not go that well, it seems. But the problem is, there's always the Planetary to fall back to. And yeah, FlowerPrincess is unable to break the Terran so far. We do have a fusion core on the way for ANIBot. I mean, battle cruisers could definitely be a good thing, but for now, the blue Terran does have all the money it needs to spend on things, because these other bases are just up and secure with their own Planetaries. The Zerg once again going on in. It is a bit of a trickle on in though, and so it's a bit of a recipe for disaster. Notably, no +2 upgrades coming for FlowerPrincess either. So the army is getting worse compared to that of ANIBot, which now has +2 attack on the way, even getting up a second armory. And soon enough, it's going to be a maxed out ANIBot, which I genuinely don't believe FlowerPrincess has a chance of breaking this. I mean, like, maybe if ANIBot really moved out its army, all its tanks were unsieged, and the Zerg got on top of it, it's like, okay, that would be good. But then there'd still be a Planetary that would have to be dealt with, and the repair behavior from ANIBot is very well programmed here, as FlowerPrincess did actually take down ANIBot in our first game that I cast on the stream the other day, but I'm not sure it's going to happen again this game, as the Planetaries, the mech style, are just very darn strong, as the Liberators really require a lot of Hydras to kill too. 6 Liberators versus 11 Hydras does not bode well for the Hydras. And yeah, we'll see. FlowerPrincess may even be running out of steam too. How's the worker balancing? Looks like it's actually doing some long distance mining till this new hatchery is up. So good to see it is still taking new bases. And ANIBot saying remove defensive mines. So I'm guessing it's going to be shuffling those forward. There is a ridiculous amount of Hellbats though, buffering for this mech army. The Zerg crashing forward once more, but it is not going to happen here. I mean, good to see FlowerPrincess does have future expansions down the line. Like, it will build new bases as it needs them, it seems. But it is still very oversaturated. A bit of derpiness on the speed mining, but that kind of... I guess that's just the result of oversaturation. It looks like there is still just full efficiency on the mining. Just these drones are all waiting their turn. And yes, now ANIBot is starting to move out. The blue Terran is just about maxed out. The Zerg is trying to hold the top of a ramp. However, there's tanks, Liberators shooting away. And I think it's just a bit inevitable, this one, that ANIBot will indeed take it. But yeah, very cool showing from FlowerPrincess. I do try and make all my criticism constructive. Yeah, it's just it's showing a lot of promise for a new bot. ANIBot, as always, looking quite good. I'll have to check out ANIDev since it's been a while since the full ANIBot has been updated. But yeah, well done by ANIBot. I'm definitely looking forward to when there's a new season of Pro Bots or AI tournament, because it is very fun to see these bots in a competitive environment. If you guys want to get involved in that, you can check out aiarena.net. You can also join my own Discord, which is linked down below. Click that like button, leave a comment down below, all that good stuff. And then, yeah, subscribe. If you do want to support the channel, consider becoming a YouTube member. There's various perks at the join button or a link in the description. We are getting the good old Thors from ANIBot. It does look like that there's actually no room for the Thors to get out, so these guys are just stuck, which is unfortunate, but I think ANIBot is going to be just fine regardless. But that is definitely still a problem. Yeah, that's not a good one. It's like FlowerPrincess still trying. It's still got 97 drones pumping out units. Not much mining going on as these Liberators cause terror. Good behavior. The drones are programmed to avoid the Liberators, though. Except that guy. He didn't get the memo. And yeah, very well done by ANIBot. The Planetary ending the game at 115 kills. Not the highest PF I've ever seen, but definitely still very good. Looks like neither of these bots have been due... Well, actually, I guess technically they could expand to these locations since those rocks did expire. Torches is a bit of a unique map in the headaches it creates for bot authors. Lots of drones dying now to the Hellions. And yes... GG.